So you turn on the TV excited to watch Olympic curling. But after a while you say, wait a minute, this curling looks different. That's because it is, kind of. It's mixed doubles curling, introduced at the Olympic Games in 2018. It's a little complicated, but we can explain. We're USA Curling, and we're here to help. The scoring in mixed doubles is the same as traditional curling. When an end is finished, teams want to have their stones closer to the center of the house or rings than their opponent. Players deliver the stone just like they would in four-person curling. There's sweeping, and there's still plenty of yelling. First, teams have two players instead of four, one female athlete and one male athlete, which shouldn't be hard to remember since it's called mixed doubles. Each end starts with two stones already positioned in play. The team with last rock, that's the hammer, has one of their stones placed at the back of the 4-foot ring in the house, while the team without last rock has a stone placed in front of the house on the center line. No stone in play, including the stones placed in position at the start of the end, can be removed from play prior to the delivery of the fourth stone of an end. Impress your friends by saying, yeah, you can't make a takeout until the fourth delivered rock of the end. Every end starts with the same setup, except when the team with last rock elects to use their power play. When they do, one stone is positioned in the rings, and the other stone is placed in front of the house to the side of the center line, a corner guard. When you see it, sound like a pro by announcing, look at that! There's a corner guard, so the team with hammer must be using their power play. Instead of 8, teams throw 5 rocks each end in mixed doubles. One player delivers the first and fifth rocks of the end, and the other player throws the second, third, and fourth stones of each end. Teams are allowed to switch this up throughout a game, but you'll see most stick with the same order. The teammate not throwing will either stand in the house holding a brush for a target, like in traditional curling, or start beside the thrower during the delivery of the stone. Most often, that's what you'll see, the brusher at the same end as the thrower, ready to sweep. Throwers can also jump up and sweep the stone they just delivered. In the four-person version of curling at the Olympics, games are 10 ends, but mixed doubles contests are 8 ends. An entire game takes less time to complete, fewer delivered stones each end, and fewer ends overall. You could call the pace of play brisk. There are lots of rocks in play in mixed doubles and usually lots of scoring. When a team is behind, say, they may be down, but it's hard to protect a lead in mixed doubles. Then when a team comes back and scores a lot of points in one end, you're the pro in the room. The athletes at the Olympic Games have spent years training for this moment, and pros know that winning at curling's highest levels is really hard. They also know that curling of any kind is a ton of fun. So go to find a curling club near me at usacurling.org and discover a place to play in your area. You might not make the next Olympics, but you'll probably become sort of obsessed with the sport once you try it. Sign up for a Learn to Curl. Get out on the ice and try sliding and yelling at your friends and trying to make the shots you saw on TV. Before long, you'll be watching curling like a pro and playing it sort of like one. Familiar faces and some new names have gathered to compete for the right to represent the United States in Geneva, Switzerland. From the Bob Suter Capital Ice Arena just outside of Madison in Middleton, Wisconsin, it's day one, draw one, of the 2022 USA Curling Mixed Doubles National Championship. I'm Dean Gemmel, joined this morning by two-time national champion and 2014 Olympian Craig Brown as this triple knockout event gets underway. And Craig, our game this morning features two young players, Delaney Strauss and Danny Casper, who will be skipping our women's and men's teams at the upcoming World Junior Championships. They're up against a pair of players relatively new to national championships, Nicole Buckout and Ben Randall. What does that duo need to do this morning to start the event with a win, Craig?
Good morning, Dean. Thanks for having me. This team, they're a good team. They're out of Madison. There's some good players. They don't have, as you said, a lot of experience at high-level events, but you know, they're sharp players, and if they play well, then they're gonna put some challenges to Strauss and Casper.
Of course, mixed doubles, there's always lots of rocks in play and opportunities to score. And no game is ever really out of reach, is it?
Doesn't seem that way. After watching the Olympic mixed doubles, that was quite an event.
Here comes Delaney Strauss now with the opening shot. Buckout Randall won last rock advantage in the last shot draw. Strauss playing down to her stone, the stone that's placed at the back of the forfeit, belonging to Buckout Randall. Mixed doubles, two stones are put in play to begin each end. Team with last rock has a rock in the back of the forefoot. The guard will be placed for this event in the 2 position in front of the rings. This is Nicole Buckout with her first in the first end, her first of the championship. In turn on the way.
How's line?
She has played a few other mixed doubles, either nationals or at least the qualifying rounds, with her fiance Dan Wiesa, who is not here because he is going to senior nationals in a couple days. So that's why he is not playing this week.
So we'll hope that relationship survives that event conflict. But he is here coaching. I see him back there, and I think it will.
I'll just throw the in.
Yeah. Make it. You got it.
Yeah, he's headed to Exmoor for the senior men's national championships that get underway later this week, just shortly. This is Danny Casper. Danny won the men's junior national championships last May in the weird COVID season. He'll be off to the World Junior Men's. This is his first shot of the opening end. He'll throw 3, 2, 3, and 4.
Felt like a lot. Line's good. Whoa. Got a curl. Line's good.
Likes the line. Looks a little strong.
Good.
Fell into a reasonably good spot. Craig, have you played much mixed doubles?
I have not played a lot of mixed doubles. I feel like that's a young man's game, Dean, and I'm not sure that I fit in that category anymore.
You want to go in?
I think that's a good observation. I think it definitely does favor a younger player. Fit. There's a lot of action.
What's that?
A lot of movement. Up and down the sheet.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. I played a qualifier to get into the trials for the last Olympics, the 2018 Olympics, and it's a lot of work.
You decided this is a lot of work and I'm winded. This looks like it has some curling to do and some slowing down to do.
Could be a slight sign of nerves here in the first end. Both of their first shots were hot.
Yeah, I think
that's a fair observation.
But I expect they'll settle in here.
A little more? Yeah, got it.
Danny Casper, his second shot of this opening end. All interns so far.
Still a bit of room. Easy, 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 easy. Whoa, Laney, whoa, whoa.
Has a bit of curling to do.
Just top 4. To 4.
Real good.
It's about perfect.
Out.
Ben Randall back in the hack. Try to make amends after
I
his
think you're
last
out.
shot.
This is a really important shot in mixed doubles. It's the first one. Like, when do you decide you need to open some things up, and when don't you? How you respond to that one particular decision kind of just determines the entire end.
I think that's a great point. I think you get one shot to
Really
sort of
light.
blow up a house, and it's often this one. Well, it is this one if you have last rock, and you have to make the decision of whether or not you want to blow it up or keep playing towards the middle here. The scoring area starts to get pretty small, but he looks like he's in there for second shot, or third shot, sorry.
That's a good spot
Like
though,
that?
because now he can hit some things around, even if he is third. But
There.
at least
Maybe
that
a little
rock is
higher.
safe.
So in mixed doubles, you can't
don't mind
throw a
that.
hit of any kind
Yeah.
prior to the
Kinda like
fourth
that.
shot of the
Yeah.
end.
I don't even mind a guard.
Casper's throwing another intern. We've seen all
turn,
interns
you're on
except
that
for that
line.
last out turn from Ben Randall.
Yeah.
Less. A lot wider.
Not a ton wider.
Okay. I think
Line's okay.
Line only.
Okay, gotta stop now. Gotta stop.
Sounds close. Gonna bounce
Good.
off the
Okay.
center
Real
line
good.
guard.
That bounce
run.
helped him out there a little bit.
Really?
They would have
I
stayed over there,
No,
then
I'll say one,
Randall
'cause
might
that
have been
gives you a
able to come
chance, right?
around with back of the house weight and almost nose his own.
Let's see if
Okay.
get a little bit of cutting out on their mics. I was hoping to hear what they planned.
Center. Okay.
Ben's going to be throwing the out turn.
Got some weight here.
Nope.
Throwing this with a bit of pace. Looks like he's trying to run in one of these reds.
Off.
Opens it up. Will force Casper and Strauss to
Probably
guard.
stick at the end.
Sure.
Okay.
So Casper and Strauss, 2 skips playing mixed doubles. But as you noted about mixed doubles earlier, Craig, they are young.
You got more room for error with the out, I think.
They are young.
Yeah.
It's,
Okay. Yeah.
We can even be on this side of the center.
youth
Yeah.
it's wasted
just like
on the
touch
young.
center.
Is that what they say?
That's what they say, Craig.
What do you think? A little outside.
Like
Yeah, I think
Delaney is
almost
going to
middle.
throw the out
Of the
turn
blue?
here.
Yeah.
After nothing but interns to start the end and the game. We'll finish with some out turns.
Straight, really soft.
Weight's good.
Okay. I can over and up if you can.
Got plenty of
Soft
weight.
indicates she's worried it was going to curl early with a soft release.
Where are we?
Just gotta sit.
Where? Gotta stop. Whoa. I think just leave it. Whoa. Okay.
Little heavy and a little curled a bit too much, but not terrible.
It was heavier than she wanted and curled more than she wanted, but it's almost in a perfect spot because they can't play on the yellow at all unless they play this double run back.
Like the run line? No?
Yeah, it's just
Let's hear what they think.
I don't like.
Yeah, there's too much risk. We can try it.
It's good one. You got it. It's 3 minutes. Great. You don't have to throw a lot of weight.
Okay.
You're just-
Yeah.
So it looks like they're going to try this angle run. I guess, you know, even if they manage to get a piece of their yellow, they're spilling the yellow and not catching the back red. So it'll be actually, I guess almost dead nose.
I don't have a problem with this call. It's a hard shot, but it's safe, as in you can't give up any more
Normal?
than the 2, no matter what. If you were to try and do something straight into the 4-foot, into the red ones, then you could have some problems with potentially picking your own out and giving up 3 or 4.
Yeah, giving up 4 easily if you picked your own red out.
Never.
In-turn run back on the way. Might be a little full to the broom here.
Good try.
Don't think that's going to come up enough, and that will be 2. A steal of 2 for Delaney Strauss and Danny Casper to start this game off. So they'll take a 2-0 lead into the second end.
Oh, great. The show's starting.
Come on, just trust me. Oh, trust you, like with the dollar oysters.
I don't think those were oysters.
You survived, so...
Wait, we can't go that way.
Watch this. They'll think we're VIP. Wow, he does think we're VIP. And backstage. Trust me now?
I never doubted you. I did for a second, but it's gone now. I trust
The
you.
all-new Sienna. Toyota. Let's go places.
We're back with the second end at the 2022 USA Curling Mixed Doubles National Championship. Delaney Strauss and Danny Casper taking on Nicole Bookout and Ben Randall. They stole 2, Strauss and Casper, in the opening end. Other scores across the sheets or other games. We're a little behind on the scores yet, but other games. Moores Wheeler are playing. That's Claire Moores and Lance Wheeler. They're taking on DiBaggio and Mann over on sheet B. And on the adjacent sheet to our game, it is Kim Rhyme and Jason Smith taking on McCallum and Turwedo.
Gotta go straight. Yep.
And on sheet E, we've got McMakin, Christine McMakin and Eric Fenson against Chow and Fowler out of Chicago.
Your turn.
So opening shot,
Yeah. Okay.
Riley Fenson.
Riley Fenson. Thank you, Craig. My first screw up of names caught by Craig Brown. Riley
He
Fenson.
slides just like Eric, though.
That's the reason. That's why I've done it all the time. I see him. He absolutely has his father slide. It would have been nice if his father had taught him a different delivery. Just for my sake, Eric. Back to our feature matchup. Nicole
Yeah, go ahead a little
Bookout with
bit.
her opening intern draw. Delaney Strauss came up a little shorter than optimal on her first, so there's still an opening at the back. This looks good.
Well, if Ben can get this to curl over, it's going to be a great shot.
It is. Welds it right on the back one. So advantage Randall Bookout in the opening in the
There's
second
room if
end
you need
after
to
the opening
flip it.
stones.
But pin's open.
So Danny Casper actually went over to play in Finland in the World Junior Bs to try to earn a spot for the United States in the World Juniors. Started playing, I believe, and then they canceled the event because of COVID.
Mine's good.
Headed back home, and then they expanded
curl
the
a little
field of the
bit.
World Juniors to have so that they will be competing at the World Juniors.
Line's good. Straight. Yep. Yep. Hard.
I didn't realize that they started
Line's
the event
good.
and then canceled it.
Straight. Yep.
Yeah, just
Yep,
part of
yep,
the emotional
yep,
roller
yep,
coaster
yep,
that
yep,
is
yep, yep,
competing
yep.
during the
Gorgeous.
COVID era. And that's a great shot from Casper.
Tell you, if he throws shots like that all week at the World Juniors, he's going to be doing just
Right, I think
fine.
Yeah,
They won't have to go back to requalify.
that's the goal. I did like their chances to get through that World Junior B. Casper's a kid. I know him. I knew him as a kid playing out at Ardsley.
And still a kid.
Yeah, Casper. We're just going to say he's still a kid, but he's really settled into the skip role in the juniors in junior play. And quite honestly, when I first got to know him, I didn't see that for him. But he's played with a lot of confidence at the last World Juniors.
Hey, whoa, cross.
Randall's going to elect to blow this up a little bit with his first. Just misses the double peel.
Okay.
Well,
like Casper will elect to replace that guard. So that's an instance there, Craig, where the decision was made to
I like the one.
throw the hit versus try to wedge another one in there, and there's not much room to get in there now, is there?
No, I think it was the right choice because it's at least 2 shots to be able to score for Randall and Book
Hold back on that one.
And
Straight.
They needed to start doing something right away because Casper's first one was so
Yep,
good.
straight. Over and up.
So it might be curling a little more than they'd like, but I think it'll be
Well, you're
okay.
good, you're good.
Just trying to guard the guard here.
I played Casper a couple times this season in the whole Olympic trials qualifying process, and I'm really impressed with him. I think he's going to be a really good curler. Well, he's already a really good curler, but I think that's going to continue. Nice kid too.
Yeah, he's a very nice kid.
Even a little bit thicker.
And it's been interesting to see him develop as a player. I think he's a relative of a former teammate of yours, isn't he, Derek Casper?
I believe he's some sort of cousin.
Here comes Randall playing the peel. He's got some curling to do, but it looks like he'll get the top stone. Might. Oof. Had a chance maybe to chisel another one of his in. Casper quickly ready to play the guard.
Maybe a touch more ice?
Yeah.
We can always curl it.
Huh?
I can always curl
Yeah.
it. And it comes back. If you're soft, then just same ice.
There you go. Delaney's confident in her ability to steer this one a little bit.
I don't know about you, Craig, but I always like sweeping a guard to
Felt
curl
pretty
at the
heavy.
end
Got
versus
a lot of
hoping it
room.
stops.
Looks like a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like once a guard starts to curl, it's there's no way to make it curl less.
Curl a little bit. No, it's good. Just leave it.
Well, you'd always stop it with your foot, but that's frowned upon.
Well, discouraged.
Maybe a little tighter than he would have liked there.
That.
You think? Wait.
Well,
we had a
if we just move it to
we
here.
had a perfect 6
That way
ender
on yours you have something you can do.
over here on sheet
Because I can make the dough peel, then you're still not getting that
sheet
out.
E. The Riley
So I think we.
Riley
Fenson
Fenson,
and
Christine McMakin.
McMakin popped a 6
On Chow Fowler.
in the first end.
I spoke to Chow Fowler last night right before the team meeting. They're awfully nice couple with a couple of players with a sort of rude welcome to the mixed doubles nationals there.
Yeah, not very hospitable, but they're looking pretty good in the second end. Maybe they'll get a few of these back.
The outturn almost.
Randall settles in. He was looking at playing in. Their mics are a little bit choppy, unfortunately, but he was looking to work his way in there, but I'm not sure what he elected to play. Not playing a run back.
Tip line.
He thinks he might
Hard
be
line.
able to move that red a little bit.
Line.
Look out working this rock hard. Trying to get it by. Looks like he will crash on the high guard. So if things unfold as we expect, Nicole Bookout will have a tough one on her last.
And this is their.
She's going to have a real tough shot to score.
Want to hit it?
Right?
Even if
It's the only thing they
even if
have.
Casper Strauss don't even throw this one,
Put
it's
it
going to
in.
be tricky.
Yeah, I guess.
Unless you just want to. If we throw on top, their shot, that shot really hard.
Yeah, that
Do
was my
that?
thought.
You want to do that?
So Delaney, Strauss, and Danny Casper debating 2 shots. The takeout on the rock of their own rock that's in the 12-foot.
I mean, I guess.
Strauss
I'm
thinking
just
that
wondering
might
if
be
there's
the
a
only
point
out
playing on
for
top if
Bookout
we're
and
not getting
Randall.
shot.
The other
Make
shot
the
they've
shot
discussed is just
Well, yeah,
freezing
but-
another one on top of their own.
Might as well play the easier shot for ourselves and hit our own.
Hit our own out.
Yeah.
Okay, even if we roll up, that's good.
I think from that conversation they've decided to hit their own, remove that. We try to roll under. Out-turn hit, Delaney Strauss on her own stone. Trying to remove this option for Nicole Bookout. Peel it out.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, still there for a wild in-off.
There's not very many people here that can throw it
Throw
hard
it
enough to
that
do
hard.
This is
that.
your shot right
I know
here.
I can't. Randall and
What about this
Bookout,
one?
look at their
I don't
options.
think you're going to get, you have to have a wide angle to get the action that way. Because that's just going to stuff it to face. So.
It's thin enough.
Huh?
No. I was thinking if it was thin enough, we caught it. But
I mean, maybe with these rocks, but I think this is your chance at 2. Because that one you have to hit a quarter. This one you can hit a thick
like catch it like right.
half. It's right there. Like on the A where the Toyota is.
All right, so they've settled on this long angle run back. I mean, there is an opportunity here to get 2 or even 3 if it's perfect, I guess, Craig.
Yeah, 3 would be
Pretty special.
maybe a little optimistic thinking there, Dean. But
Yeah, you know.
2 would, I think, they'd be happy with any points here, based on the way what they're staring at. But yeah, this outside one I think is really the only realistic chance to get on the scoreboard.
It was trouble for Bookout and Randall as soon as Danny Casper locked that one on the pin. Tough
You're
throwing the
stanching your
5th
top
rock
there,
in
but-
mixed
Yeah.
doubles.
Side
You're
sleeper.
often facing shots like this, aren't
Right
you?
at the rock.
Right at the edge, huh? Pretty close.
Bookout, last shot, second end. Down 2, facing a steal of 1.
Yes! Yes, sir!
Close. Can he hold it?
Oh, just
Try.
over
That's
curled.
my bad.
Curled a little more than they expected, and that'll be another steal of 1 for Strauss and Casper. They'll take a 3-0 lead into the third end.
I don't think there's really one moment that starts a comeback. We have the ability to overcome anything as long as we're surrounded by the right people.
I need a good group of people to trust to work on my body.
I'll be back and I'll be stronger than ever.
I go, who are you? He goes, I'm the guy that's going to save your life.
Comebacks imply returning to where you once were. I want to go where I've never been.
All right, we are back with the our feature matchup between Delaney Strauss and Danny Casper and Nicole Bookout and Ben Randall. Strauss Casper taking a 3-0 lead into this third end. They've stolen the first 2 ends. We did report on that perfect 6 right in front of us, either on the sheet right in front of us in the game between Chow and Fowler and Riley Fenson and Christine McMakin. Chow and Fowler came back after giving up a 6 and scored 3, so that game's now 6-3.
Curl!
Give you a quick update on that one. Other scores, Kim Rhyme, Jason Smith, they're up 1-0 over McCallum Torwedo.
Curl!
And Lance Wheeler and Claire Moores, they're up 2-0
Nice.
in their matchup.
The outturn.
After
against
2.
DiBaggio Man
Solid.
after 2 ends.
I haven't thrown it yet. What have you been using?
What's that?
What have you been using for the line?
I like just outside the 8-foot.
Strauss and Casper certainly keeping the pressure on here. Delaney Strauss opens up with a rock almost perfectly frozen to the stone in the back of the 4-foot. Nicole Bookout will try to answer with her first in the third end.
It's close.
It's pretty good.
Got it, cut.
Nicole recently got engaged on a trip to Iceland.
Wow. He's a little hot with this one after engagement in Iceland, but slides to the back. Looks like it will maybe hang around at the back, but
Is it that close?
Yeah,
biters
really
are
close. I
fairly
think it's in.
inconsequential in mixed doubles. So I'll just tell you, there is a rock hanging around at the back there. It looks like they've decided it's in, might not even be on, but
Yeah.
still in.
Well,
Yeah.
Danny Casper with his first of this third end. He'll throw 2, 3, and 4 in mixed doubles. You can alternate, but most teams will stick with the same rotation. Often the woman throwing the first and fifth stone, and the male player throwing the second, third, and fourth stones. It's interesting, Craig, that we've never seen teams mix it up as much as I think they thought they might when this format was devised.
Whoa!
I personally would like to see some rule changes, and one of those rule changes would be that they have to do some alternating.
Yeah, I think I think a relatively easy rule change is just to make it that you alternate each end. I think that would add a dynamic that would be interesting to see, and I also think it would be more equitable.
The one thing one problem I would have with switching every end is, I'm not sure if I would say problem, but I like the potential where you have to throw against the opposite of players on the other team. So if it was,
he's got plenty by itself.
You had to switch, say, two or three times per end. It wouldn't necessarily be the same 2 or 3 times that the other team switched.
Interesting.
Hey, yours is out now.
Some people have also debated a rule where it would be you would select which ends you threw in which order in advance of the game. Of course, that at the club level introduces all kinds of different things you would have to record. Some people have noted that maybe there's a first and second half in this format that you would have to adjust in each half and decide how you want it to line up. So there's lots of options. I hope they look at some.
Wait if you can.
Of course, I haven't heard much discussion about rule changes in mixed doubles. Been lost in the talk of other rule changes, hasn't it? This looks a little bit heavy and needs to curl a bit.
Oh, boy.
Not the result Danny Casper wanted there. And opportunity Randall book out. So book out Randall maybe adjusting a little bit to the speed of this ice, Craig. Championship quality ice.
Yeah.
Your ice in Madison is pretty fast, though.
It's not bad. One thing, though, like they
if
played their practice and they probably didn't have any sweeping at all. And now all of a sudden there's some sweeping and it got a little bit quicker yet. Maybe they weren't quite ready for that after they got their weight dialed in practice without really having anybody sweeping.
This looks good. Right into the pocket for Ben Randall.
I think so. Pins available.
That's going to force Danny Casper to throw the intern draw. Delaney Strauss said same thing the last end, pins available, and that's where Danny Casper put it. He'll have to duplicate that on this one.
She makes it sound so easy. Pins available.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing. Casper, here in the third end, throwing the intern draw. Pins available.
Yep. Yes.
Of course, it's probably easier to hit the pin if your sweepers are so confident that it's there. You're like, oh, yeah, I guess I can do that.
This looks a little strong from our vantage point and maybe on the guard.
Close.
Yes.
Real close. It's good. It's fine.
I don't know if it was real close. The weight was close, but the line was not.
All right.
So book out Randall with their first opportunity in this game to do some scoring here. Let's see what they do, what Ben can do on this one. Ben Randall, his second stone of 3 in this third end.
Wait. Good.
Good. Line's all there.
I think it's got a little too much.
Yep. Go hard. All the way hard, Nicole.
I think Randall thinking that maybe he can chip the back yellow instead. Pretty good. It really jumped.
Just a little heavier. Like if he would have had that same line with a foot less weight, he would have basically had 2 of them locked in there.
Throw back 8.
Yeah, as it is, he unlocked that red.
You think like there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, I guess that's probably pretty overburied, so they might not be able to throw enough weight to get that second yellow one out anyways.
That last stone really did carve at the end. We'll see what this one does.
probably like a.
There's an overhead look at the rings right now. Bookout Randall lying 2. There is an opportunity for Delaney Strauss here with her last to at least make that red at the back of the button a counter and make the score of 2 difficult for Bookout Randall. Here it is, last shot for Delaney Strauss and her team in this third end. Rock on the way, in turn.
4-0.
You can't see from that overhead angle that we showed a minute ago. There's 2 guards up there, and so this is
back 8.
The yellow one's
Okay,
really
got it
overburied
a
by
lot.
almost a full rock.
This looks like it's not going to get there.
It's really trying. Really trying.
And that settles in to a spot that makes the 3 relatively easy.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to be real happy with the end result there. Even if she was short and came up in front of those, the 3 was going to be pretty much impossible.
Yeah. Just give it a little bump.
Now there's an opportunity for Nicole Bookout to come down to that stone, get enough of the button, and score 3 and tie this game up. They're already lying 2.
What's that? A little quicker? Okay.
On any sliding scale, Craig,
What do you
this
think,
is
like
the easiest shot Nicole
90?
Bookout has had by some
85.
margin
85.
on her last.
Yeah, it's so far been tough,
Yeah.
tough row to hoe. Is that how the?
Be
I think
careful
that
with the
works.
cut. Just watch the line. It cuts
A lot
hard.
of people
so.
substitute road, but you got row. Correct. It looks like 2 from our vantage point. They might not, down on the ice, they might not share that opinion, but they can make sure it's 2
Probably
and
close.
possibly 3.
Mine's okay.
Last shot,
close.
third end. Bookout Randall looking to score 3 and tie this game up.
Yes, yes!
Can they hold this line? She just got a sliver by and there it is. Shot
Beauty
for
shot.
3. Well done. Bookout Randall score 3 in this third end. That will tie things up, 3-3. Strauss Casper will have last rock as we head into the fourth end. Looking to support the national organization that is working to grow, strengthen, and advocate for the sport of curling from grassroots to podium? Here are 2 ways. Shop. You'll find a collection of great USA Curling merchandise at usacurling.org/shop. Donate. Support the future of curling in the United States by making a tax-deductible contribution at usacurling.org/donate. If you love curling, you'll feel good wearing USA Curling merchandise or supporting the efforts of USA Curling with a financial contribution. We're back here at the 2022 USA Curling Mixed Doubles National Championship. Our feature matchup, Delaney Strauss and Danny Casper were out to a 3-0 lead after 2 ends, but in typical mixed doubles fashion, Craig, things have turned. Bookout Randall score 3 in the third end to tie this thing up, and we'll head to the fourth end with the game tied. Strauss, Casper having last rock. Opening shot, fourth end.
Probably a little tight, right?
Yeah, a little tight.
The,
Yes, great.
Just
Yep.
as you said, typical mixed doubles
Yes,
fashion.
hard.
One
Hard.
mistake followed by one good shot.
All the way.
Had the 2 set up, and then one other shot
All
that
the-
just wasn't
Yep.
quite perfect by
Really good,
Strauss,
really-
and then there's your 3. Just a little over curl there by Bookout,
Yeah.
Either one.
but still
Yeah.
not too bad of a shot there to start the end.
I've been told, Craig, I had that whole story about going to Finland wrong. Danny's team didn't go to Finland. So I'll take the heat for that one, folks. They'd already qualified. Still, we wish them luck at the World Juniors.
Maybe Strauss went to Finland.
No, I don't think they had.
Wait's there.
They were close to going but didn't go. It was
Back
called
floor.
off.
Coming down.
Nonetheless, you know what? We'll clarify that in the next draw. Joe Calabrese can take care of that clarification for viewers. I apologize for.
Straight, can over curl.
I like my story better, though.
It's more exciting.
Yeah, it's a much better story. So I'm a storyteller here, Craig.
That's what I like about you. One of the things I like about you.
So it looks like Strauss-Casper lying 1, possibly 2, but both behind the tee line. And another opportunity here for Ben Randall. If he can sink one in, he can make things complicated for Strauss-Casper.
Just a freeze is good. He doesn't even have to tap him. If he can freeze and
Really good.
I don't know what Casper Strauss are going to be able to really do with it. But I think the important thing is here he's got to get really close to it.
Mine's all there. Oh.
Hey, locks one in, though.
It's on, Nicole.
Even just cover the pin would be great. Half in the top button would be great. It's going to be more than that. He's going to settle into the back. Wants to be careful how he chisels off here.
Would have really liked if that did not curl so much.
Yeah, he will lie 1, but it's certainly can go places with a couple of shots. Danny Casper throwing his first shot of this third end. Heard a woof out of that, which sounds like it might be a little strong, but Strauss is brushing it now.
Got a curl. Got a curl. Straight. Yep. Sorry. Yep. Come on, Hart.
Casper joins to sweep. Needs to be shot here. Well, doesn't need to be, but
That's fine.
Yeah.
Good.
angle's not ideal, but not bad.
Curl up and court.
I think they over curled by about a half a rock there from what they would have liked. Probably wouldn't have minded going another half a rock.
Line's close. Yeah.
Randall.
Yes, line.
Throwing the in-turn. Look out,
Hard
trying
line.
to keep it moving.
Real hard line. Hard line and weight.
Got the hard everything call. Ooh, that could be a little dangerous.
It looks good on the surface, but it opens that pocket back up for Casper. And now if he gets one in there, there will be no way to get it out.
You could also move some of these. Let's hear what they're talking about. We're not picking up their mic right now, but
Okay.
they could throw
Unless you
something
want
with some
to do
pace
that.
too here and maybe reconfigure this. Of course, they don't want to settle for one here. They're trying to figure out how to score multiple. Danny Casper, out turn.
Line's good.
Strauss with a brush
Always
down.
curl. Take a look. Take a look.
Looks like it's not going to be light. Will it curl enough? That's the question.
Okay. Good.
Curl enough to be shot.
Okay.
I think that Randall can get inside on that, though, because Casper missed the guard by quite a bit there. So if Randall could throw almost the same way Casper just did and have a little better line on the guard, he should be able to chip and kind of roll in there and sit at least 2.
Would you have ever considered playing that in-turn on that shot, Craig, off the wide yellow?
I certainly would have considered that, Dean. I'm not 100% sure I would have chosen it, but that was my first inclination.
Well, it's close. Okay, wait only, Nicole. Line.
Look out with the brush down.
Yes, line. Yes.
Now Randall calling for line.
Hard. Okay, well, pass your.
He's tighter to the guard than Casper was.
Good shot.
That's a good result.
I don't see any way they can get that yellow one out of there.
With 2 shots to come. The end comes quickly in mixed doubles. You're playing and you realize you don't have a lot of time to reconfigure things. They're going to stare at that collection of stones, Casper and Strauss.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got this tap. That's the only thing. Yeah, we can just, sorry. We can just guard this. Make him make this. I'd rather do, I mean, the thing is, he gets like 4.
I don't mind off, even just back 4 weight and just trying to like maybe try to sneak in there. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it looks like they're trying to get to the inside of the red stone that's touching the button, Craig.
I don't even know if we really need to throw any, just T-line, right? I think maybe just T-line. We can't move our red at all.
So their shot right now, at least I think
That
they're
bad,
shot, but
if
they
we,
are.
if they just, if we're, they can just hit that and our red goes.
Sorry, we'll listen to what they say.
No, like where we throw, they just hit that rock and then our back shot goes and they're sitting like 3.
Yeah, I mean the alternative is 4.
Whatever you.
So they're still not 100% sure, I think, here, but looks like Casper's going to throw this out-turn draw.
As I was starting to say, they're shot, but they have no good options right now because of the angles.
Yeah, they can't disturb their shot rock too much, or they won't be shot.
Hard!
Line looks better than his first, but it looks short. No, it's going to get there, but will it over curl?
Okay.
It does, and it makes them shot. So Bookout and Randall are now lying at least at lying 1. And that rock's tough to remove.
Well, do you want to get greedy? That's the thing.
No.
No?
Not particularly. I mean, that's just something high. What do you think?
Is there any way,
Or do you want to try and come in between the two here?
this is really tough for them. Like, this rock's really not going in.
Right. I mean, what are you thinking? Like, in here?
I was thinking if we ever get to here, I move that just a little bit.
That's...
I know, it's really tough. But, I mean, worst case, you sit here, what's he going to do?
I think I'd rather just be on this side, though, well...
I'm worried that we could do that.
True.
I mean, it's probably not going to happen, but you never know with these rocks. Or just play the guard.
But something higher.
I mean,
yeah. I like that better right now, honestly.
Yeah, that's fine.
I do like Randall's thinking here, Craig, in that
we're honestly
he's talking about the fact
yellow,
that they're not really sure what they're guarding, which is a conversation that a lot of curlers need to have at times.
Yeah, this side of the floor.
Yeah, I don't think that I really don't think there's any way that Strauss and Casper are going to be able to score.
And just tap it on the
so it's
left edge?
Try to figure out if there's a way that they can steal 2 here. And
it's just, I don't know.
It's tough. There's not anything. There's no easy chances to get a second one in there without possibly making it so Strauss and Casper could get a shot for 1. Right now, I don't think they even have a shot for 1.
What's the worst that happens?
Right now, their only shot for 1 might be throw it hard on the one that's in the 8-foot and try to nudge their other stone towards the pin up a little bit. But that's going to be very tough. I'm not sure what this resolves, though. It looks like she might be throwing the intern. She is.
I think they switched to the intern tap, but I'm not quite sure what that.
If they can line 2.
Like they overcurled a little.
Settles in. Doesn't really change the complexion of this too much.
You can even try to hit this one first, right? You don't want to throw it? Well, what if I hit this one first? If I hit it there, you don't think that might, you don't think that'll move slightly?
That's about all I see for them. Do you see anything else?
I think that's the only possible chance they have to score.
Yeah.
And I think you can't even just chisel the one that's barely visible, because then I think the angle sends it up.
I think
peel
this one first.
In a way that won't count the yellow that's almost touching the pinhole.
Yeah, I think you gotta throw this about as hard as you can and hit the stone closest to the broom there, that the broom is behind. Try and hit as thin as you can on it. Hitting that back one first.
So Strauss settles in. She's going to have Casper hold a brush on this one. We see that a lot in mixed doubles. When teams are throwing up weight shots, players like to throw at a broom versus have a brusher. Last shot, fourth end, 3-3 game. Delaney Strauss needs something special. Not much to do. It's close. Oh, and did manage to move it ever so slightly, just not enough.
1 yellow.
So that will be 1 yellow at the fourth end break. That means book out.
I think it would have worked.
And Randall will take a 4-3 lead over Strauss and Casper. They'll take that 4-3 lead into our fourth end break. Quick update from the other sheets real quick before we go. The wild one right in front of us. It was 6-0, then 6-3, and now it is 11-3. Well, 12-3, but the young team from Chicago scored a 3 in the second end, but McMakin and Fenson answered with a 5. So we'll take a break here at the end of the fourth end. We'll update you when we come back.
It's the perfectly made slice of pie from the diner down the street. The sound of birds singing on an endlessly beautiful trail, or discovering that one-of-a-kind find at a locally owned boutique. It's the middle things that make the difference. Because whether you're taking in a round of golf, or spending the day on a kayak, or just taking in the history of a place that's always moving forward, it's that extra special something that makes life worth living. Middleton, Wisconsin. Things.
We're back here looking at some shots from the first half of this game. 4-3 game with book out Randall up. This was the first end. Nicole Bookout's attempt angle run missed. That was a steal of 2.
It was a nice comeback, though, after a shaky start in those first 2 ends.
Absolutely, and not off to a great start. Now they're in the lead. This was Delaney Strauss's last shot attempt in the fourth end. She got close to this, actually moved the red, just not enough. Trying to chisel that up there and score 1, but that was the point that put Bookout Randall up 4-3 at the break. So you're right, Craig. After a somewhat uneven start, down 3-0 early, they stole 3 and then stole 1. Should feel good with a 4-3 lead going into the fifth end. We could update some scores from other sheets. Moores Wheeler are up 7-0 after 4 ends. We've got the 12-3 score between McMakin Fenson and Chow Fowler. And I'm just waiting to see them update the fourth end on the sheet D. That looks like it's going to be 3-1 in favor of Kim Rhyme and Jason Smith over McCallum Truedo. Those are scores across the sheet. At the opening draw of the 2022 USA Curling Mixed Doubles Nationals here in Middleton, Wisconsin, just outside of Madison. I'm joined here for this webcast by Madison native, decorated curler Craig Brown. You had a league game last night?
You left out Handsome.
I did leave out Handsome. I should have included that as well.
I thought you were going to follow up with, I left it out because it's not true.
No, I'm not that mean-spirited, Craig.
Not this early in the morning anyways. No. I did have a league game last night. I ended my 3 games losing streak, which may have been the first time I have ever had a 3-game losing streak in the Madison Curling Club in my life.
Oh, well, I'm going to see if some Madison curlers want to verify that for us later. But, you know, this arena in Middleton, it's the Bob Suter Capital Ice Arena. It's a really nice venue. And Sean Olson and his crew, you can see them mopping here. Sean Olson, the USA Curling head ice technician, has done a lot of hard work to provide a surface here that'll work well for this championship event. I should tease a little bit. We're going to have an ice maker convention, an ice tech convention, Craig. It's in June. We haven't officially announced that, but people who are listening can look forward to that announcement.
Where are we going to do that?
At this moment, right now, we're planning to have it in Nashville, Tennessee, Craig, at the new T-Line facility down there.
All right.
So that should be a great opportunity for ice techs to gather and learn from Sean and other leading minds of ice making. It's going to be led by Sean. Mix of practical and theory. Should be a great event. I hope clubs across the country will consider sending their ice techs to it.
They can.
We're having a quick look there at Christine McMakin throwing her first shot in the fifth end. Now we're back to our feature game. Nicole Bookout opening things up for Bookout Randall against Strauss Casper. 4-3 lead in the fifth end.
Line's a little tight. Yeah, line.
We haven't seen a power play yet this game. I suspect we'll start to see those here, probably starting next end.
Yeah, teams have an option in mixed doubles, of course. If you know mixed doubles at all, they have a power play where they can set up a corner guard instead of the center line guard, the rock behind it. Initially, it was sort of devised as a way for teams to generate more offense with last rock, but we often see teams use it as a defensive measure late in the game to ensure they score one. Strauss, her first stone, second half of this game. Fifth end.
Straight.
Bookout just threw it
Straight.
really heavy, it looked like, on her first shot this end.
Go, go, go! Okay.
Frustration there from Delaney Strauss as she wrecks on the guard. Missed opportunity.
Do that same. Just drop in there.
Of course, we often see Craig after that midway mop. After the midway mop, the pace of the ice speeds a little bit. It's a little faster coming back.
Yes, right. I don't know how. I don't know if it's the same in mixed doubles as it is in four-person game.
Yep, hard line.
Good point. You don't beat the ice up quite as much in mixed doubles. Randall tight to the guard if he gets by. Oh, he just rubbed.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hands on.
Just rubbed. He will catch a bit of that red, but.
Gosh, wow, that cuts hard now.
They've touched the center line guard twice already this end.
You can,
actually, all three shots have moved to the center line guard.
Sure.
And it's still touching the center line, I think.
Danny Casper, his first shot.
Oh, just off.
Fifth end. Guard's just off the center line, but yeah, it's there were some really extremely low impact ticks.
Got room, lot of room, lot of room.
This rock sounds like it has some curling to do.
Whoa, whoa.
Casper begging it to curl. It looks a little strong too.
Okay. It's fine.
Some mistakes here by both teams as this end gets underway. Deep is typically bad in all kinds of curling, but it seems especially bad in mixed doubles.
Yeah, if you're deep in the four-person game, it's like you have extra time to bail yourself out of that trouble, which you don't have in mixed doubles. That might be part of the reason why it seems more exaggerated in this game.
I think it's part of it. You rarely see rocks in the back of the ring score in mixed doubles. You can see rocks in the ring score more often in traditional curling. So another so-so result.
We throw the intern now?
Do you want to try
I'm waiting for a good one here the second half of this game.
There is opportunity here now for Casper and Strauss to light four. I think that rock's available.
You got
don't
it.
You, Craig?
Are you tapping?
I think they could get to it.
Okay,
The way that
do you-
these things are finishing
Back
with this
8?
intern here,
Yeah.
I think they can definitely get in there with a back ring weight.
Still an opportunity, of course, even if they make this, for book out Randall to seal things off with another freeze.
Yep.
Danny Casper, intern, trying to move the yellow stone at the back of the forefoot.
Hard! Hard!
Hard for line.
Hard!
Ticked back.
Good, Danny. That's good. It's a good throw.
Does
Delaney
roll.
likes it, and I kind of agree with her, actually. Like, they got another rock in the house.
That yellow is
Right
looking
in there.
pretty lonely at this point.
It's not protected in front or in behind it anymore.
What's that?
So it's going to take a really good guard.
Oh.
And even with the guard, I don't know if they're going to play a
I'm
guard
not
or
sure they
lock one
should.
in
I
there.
think they should probably just
Right here
throw
would
a
be
come
great.
around to the
Yeah.
top of the button on the other side of the center line.
Intern draw, they're going to play this. I think the best draw here would be to lie 2.
It's got a lot.
Best guard here. This looks strong
Never
too.
line.
Nicole Bookout is
Will
right
you be
off
on
it.
ours?
Never. It's on theirs.
On the high stone, I think. Gonna chisel off of theirs.
It's a pretty decent result for a shot
Fortunate.
that I don't think was thrown to his liking.
What do you think? Fair?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay. Do you want to try to tap?
From this
I
angle,
think
just
just
here.
That
freeze. If,
looks
we
good.
Yeah.
freeze
Yep.
into a huge pocket,
Just
right?
I think if I was Strauss and Casper, I'd be looking for a shot here. I'd be giving a little more attention to a shot that might produce something really big this end.
I absolutely agree. I think you throw this thing with some weight and try and hit an inch of that one that was just thrown by Randall.
Mine's close.
Doesn't have to be huge weight, but enough to
Make that
kick
thin
things
double.
around. Yeah, make the thin double.
Yep, hard.
I
Hard all
definitely think he
the
has a
way.
chance. He would have had a chance to be sitting 4 or 5 after this shot.
And they never
Even
really
if he makes this perfect now, which it doesn't look like he's going to do,
Okay.
I think they would have kind of been stuck with, a 2 at best.
right. And now there's an opportunity for Bookout Randall to possibly steal 2 here.
A good freeze here is going to make it really hard for Strauss
I
and
think
Casper.
you're same room, just less.
Yeah, I felt earlier in the end they
Oh.
could have used even those reds that were out
So-
there. There was in-offs available. There were angle raises, but
Of the climb.
they didn't give much of a look to that
So I
thin
think
double.
that was good. It was. Yeah. Okay.
Of that second red stone on the side?
Yep.
Outside edge? Okay. And short's fine. Pro
Yeah.
side's down.
Lock one in here and make things really complicated for Delaney Strauss on her last. Nicole Bookout, her final stone of the 5th end. Her team already lying 1.
Clear.
Yeah, it's got plenty.
How's line?
It's got to work a little. Good though. Should be good. Should cut.
Looks a little heavy.
Yeah, never.
The miss here would be light, as Ben Randall pointed out, but this is not light in the least.
Okay. Okay.
Straw, right?
Yep, I think so.
Still forces Strauss to the draw for 1 against 2. So I think that end indicative of when people just teams keep sort of lobbing in towards the center and don't look at some of the other opportunities, sort of get forced into a situation like this.
I think in theory, if she wanted to, she could take a run at throwing this with some weight for potentially 3.
You can always push it.
Yeah.
Just by hitting
full
a
15?
half an inch,
Yeah,
an inch
410.
of the one on the back of the button, but that's a lot riskier. You could very easily give up a steal that way, where this looks to be a fairly routine shot for 1.
Delaney Strauss trying
Where?
to draw for 1
Got a curl ton.
against 2. Casper
close.
Strauss trailing 4-3.
There we go.
Straight! Straight!
They're by the guard, they should be okay. Can Danny Casper hold the line enough to score? Believe he will.
Good sweeping.
Good sweeping by Danny Casper. That will make the score 4-4 after 5 ends here at the 2022 USA Curling Mixed Doubles Nationals. Our feature matchup will be back with the 5th end in just a moment.
You go.
Check out this one. Long hair, loves to hike and plays frisbee.
What is he, a Labrador?
So should I meet him?
You're not that adventurous.
Yes, I am. Try me.
Okay. Jump into that lake.
I'll do it.
Let's all do it. I'm in.
This is crazy.
You coming?
Seriously? It is way too comfortable in here.
It's freezing.
The all-new Sienna. Toyota, let's go places.
All right, we're back here in our feature matchup. I said we'd be back with the 5th end. Of course, we're back with the 6th end. We finished the 5th. And Strauss-Casper tied up with Bookout Randall. It's 4-4. Bookout Randall have last rock in the 6th end. This is a time, Craig, when a lot of teams would elect to use their power play here in 6 with last rock. Of course, their calculus may involve the fact that they would also have the hammer in the 8th end and could use the power play then. So what would your take be here, Craig? Use it here in the 6th or wait for the 8th?
I would wait. You can, if you score here without using it, you're in pretty good shape because you got it for the 8th. If you give up a steal, you can use it next end if you feel like it's advantageous to use it in the 7th, and try and get a 3 on the board in the 7th. So I kind of like not using it.
A lot of rotation.
I tend to agree that when you lay out the logic like that, I'm convinced.
Yes, hard.
Strauss with a good one on her first, just at the back of the pin. Bookout trying to match it. Close. That will settle in for a shot right on the pin.
Perfect.
Perfect shot from Nicole Bookout, who had a tough start but has played awfully well these last few ends. Danny Casper, his first stone of the 6th end, first of 3. Playing the out turn.
Mine's good, light.
Likes the line, doesn't like the weight. Thinks it's a little light. He's going to join as a brusher.
Keep going.
Weight looks close. Getting hard to settle right in on top.
Okay, yeah, no, that's good. We're good.
Angle's
Good sweeping, got it to a good spot.
Angle's pretty good on that side, actually.
Huh? This side? I think come this side. Guard that, like.
By update scores from other sheets, I can say we've got the best game, Craig.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
Moores Wheeler are up 8-0.
Think inside straighter?
Not really.
Okay.
Just a touch, maybe, but.
And the game right in front of us, McMakin Fencing against Chow Fowler, is now 13-3 for McMakin Fencing.
Yeah, weight's fine.
I heard there was a game at the Briar yesterday that was 18-1.
I'm going to guess it involved none of it.
Here it comes. Nope.
You're not having none
Maybe
of it.
a little bit. Yep, a little bit.
One year, none of it will be
Whoa,
win some games at the Canadian Men's Championship. So Randall moves that. Pretty good result. Changes the angle. Leaves his stone in the top of the 4-foot.
Yeah.
This one's going to go straight back.
Huh?
They're discussing the freeze or this short angle onto the yellow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Danny Casper turning around to look at the big screen behind him. I think if you play the draw here, you're settling in for a force, Craig.
Yeah, there's you got to be careful with this. If you move anything too far, you're really opening up yourself to a lot of trouble with one good shot from Randall Bookout. And then, I mean, the last thing you want to do is give up a 2 or a 3 without them using the power play. The force is pretty good result.
Strauss did consider the angle, running the red onto the yellow. They could have probably lain 2, 3, 4 after that.
Sure. Yeah.
That angle not advantageous for Strauss Casper.
That goes here. Because I get outside, I'm pushing ours open. So I'd much rather do this.
What kind of weight? Do you want to put just a tap?
Just tee.
Okay, that's fine. Sure.
So with Casper's rock over curling, Randall here has an opportunity to push the red onto his own yellow, possibly chisel the red, leave himself with 2 right in the button, frozen.
Hard over here.
Yeah, I mean, it'll cut. Like, I had a lot of rotations on it, though, and it'll cut pretty hard. It's gonna go.
Did he say he was trying to throw about hack?
I think he said T-line. That looks like
Plenty
more
of
than
weight.
that.
It's
He
got a
said
lot of weight.
T-line earlier, but that's much more than T-line. You could get away with hack, I think, but this might be more than hack. This has some curling to do. Could be missed opportunity here. Doesn't want to touch his own there. Sails by everything, so now let's hear how Casper and Strauss want to tackle this situation.
Oh, wait, no, it's me. Is it? No, it's you. It's you.
You like that?
Some discussion over who's throwing.
Just
I think so. Well, what are they going to have? I guess they'll just have to draw,
This
right?
won't go away, right?
No.
Just go straight into that.
Yeah. No, I like this. Yeah. Like, what are you going to throw? Like firm?
Yeah.
So they're going to take on the slash of the red into the yellow.
more.
They think their red just at the touching the back of the button will catch on the other yellow. Now they're
Right?
going to have another look at
There's
it.
3 rocks down there.
Throw it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
They were a little confused over who was throwing. Danny thought it was him. He was throwing. Then he thought Delaney was throwing.
Probably
then
want
Delaney
less
went
than
down
I
to
do,
throw it,
yeah?
and they realized it's Danny's shot.
Man, I was confused
want less
too.
than
I
I
was
do?
asking these guys in the booth if we had the graphic wrong or if they were about to throw the wrong stone.
I thought Danny had it right first, and then they were so confident in their switch, I questioned my own thinking here. Casper, in turn, trying to get a piece of the red. Hoping to lie at least one after this. Gonna get the red pretty thin. He needs it thin.
Good.
Removes it, lies one at the back.
I think that's a pretty good shot. I think it was good that red one of theirs spun to the back 4, so now yellow can't come off
It's
of
still
it.
the same, just bring.
If he would have hit that a little thinner, I think he initially wanted to hit it a little thinner. If he would have hit it a little thinner, then Randall might have been able to just kind of come off of it and make a little double and sit 3.
Now Randall is going to try this tap that he tried on his last one. The angles
Make sure
aren't
not to
great
pop
here
it
though
out of
either.
there.
Doesn't go directly onto that red, so he needs the right weight here. Overthrew his last one. Let's see how he adjusts.
Yeah.
I think the key to this one is just to tap it to count, but don't try and tap it to the red one, because then I think you're going to screw up your angle. But if you can just tap it, say a foot, so you've got half of the button.
Looking to tap a Yellowstone 1 foot. Ben Randall.
Yep.
That's what I think.
Really hard.
He might not have that plan, but that's what I think his plan should be.
Weight looks close. Is it going to tap it enough though? It might not be enough weight to tap it for shot. Close though. There it is. Oh, I think it's just shot maybe. Difficult to tell from our angle.
You like?
Yeah, you can also just tap this out this way.
Do you think?
Either one.
We're going to do our own measuring here. I don't think they'll count this as official, but by our measuring, yellow
If I
lies
hit the edge
1.
below that.
Yeah, I think this will be shot at the end.
Yeah. That's good. You like that?
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna.
Yeah.
Was that by
Especially-
6
This
millimeters?
one's probably easier because it's your intern.
Okay.
6 pixels. By 6 pixels closer.
Pixels, not the official measurement here at the 2022 USA Curling Mixed Doubles Nationals. I think they're going to try to tap that yellow stone and lie. They could possibly lie.
We got to pass the
I
guard
guess
by a
one.
decent amount.
Yeah.
Because we're just hitting that one thin.
Yeah, I don't have any of it,
This
though.
will curl.
Hack still, you think?
Yeah,
I don't
good.
have any of it. That's fine, though?
Okay.
Okay.
I like this
Big
call. I
man.
like to make Bookout Randall look at
yeah.
one. Delaney Strauss, her last stone of the 5th end, 4-4 game.
Yep. 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 Whoa. Whoa.
It's good, Hack.
Close. Close. Close.
Close. They like the weight. Now, can they hold the line enough to move
Whoa,
that
whoa,
yellow?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Nice shot.
She does.
Wow, great shot.
Great piece of shot making there from Delaney Strauss. And with that, it will be 1 for Casper and Strauss at the back as Bookout goes to throw her last. She'll need a good chunk of the button to score 1.
Is there any way that she can throw weight and come off of this yellow one in the back 4 that's off to the side and kick the red out the side?
Maybe to score 2. Just have to throw it certainly there.
Is the guard in the way, or can you get enough inside? Well, it looks like she could make that.
Yeah, we look at that, it looks like she doesn't have to push the red out of the rings, just far enough to bring that other one into play
I think we'd play the out.
as a counter.
If you set the yellow.
But I think Nicole Bookout has decided to play the straight draw.
I think it's easier to come at it this way. The yellow is hanging more in the center. I think we can cut in harder
Sure.
this way.
Yep. Okay. You like it? I like it.
Looks like she's going to play the intern draw. She can see a bit more of the button from the hack with
Yeah, it looks like the better choice to me from the hack angle.
Intern draw, facing 1, Nicole Bookout. Last shot, 6th end.
Yes, hard. Yes, hard. Hard. Yep. All the way, Ben. All the way.
Looks close, if they can hold the line.
Sweeping hard.
Sweeping hard. Can he get it by those first ones? I think he does. Great shot from Nicole Bookout to score 1 in this 6th end. So that will make the score 5-4. Favor of Bookout Randall after 6 ends. We'll be back with the 7th end as Strauss Casper will have the hammer, and we'll probably see a power play.
At Twin Cities Orthopedics, we believe that for every challenge, there is an answer. Grit, strength, focus, willpower. That's how we rise. That's how we win. Whatever is standing in front of your goal, we will take it down together. This is your victory, and you've earned it. At TCO, less pain is your gain.
So we're back in our feature matchup. 5-4 it should be, not updated on the scoreboard there. 5-4 for Bookout Randall. Casper and Strauss have elected to use their power play here in this end. As you can see, with the power play, there's a corner guard, and then the team with last rock has their rock placed behind that corner guard just on the tee line, half in the 8-foot, half in the 12-foot. Opens up the middle and can make it easier to score multiples with last stone. Keep in mind that Bookout Randall still have their power play to use in the 8th end.
Mine's fine.
Some teams will try to tick this
Go ahead,
guard
a little bit,
over,
Ben.
Craig. They'll try to tick their own guard to the center.
Whoa, just wait.
Difficult shot, but we've seen it used quite a bit. Bookout Randall are going to elect to freeze to this one in back. They won't be shot, though.
It was really close to being a good shot.
I think
if you make this corner freeze to perfect, that might be better than tapping the corner guard out of the way and opening it up. But if you don't get shot, then I think you. I think you're putting yourself in a little bit more of a tough situation.
They really need to stay on the high side with that freeze. Strauss drawing open here, drawing the open side.
Curling.
Trailing by 1, Strauss and Casper.
Corner.
Okay, so
Looks like she's a little short on this one.
Going to be short, but they'll have a corner guard.
Quite a bit short.
sorry.
Not the result they wanted. That might be a case in mixed doubles. We have so much play coming outside in that the center of the sheet never breaks down much. And then by the 7th end, you throw it, and it's a fairly new path.
I don't know that we need to do that. Yeah.
If I just feel it, then it's open. They have put under and I hit. Let me play the run.
This can't take it yet.
Oh, we can't? Oh, never mind.
Ben Randall was thinking he'd play the run until his teammate Nicole Bookout reminded him he can't.
I like this side stuff.
According to the rules of mixed doubles curling. 3 shots have to be thrown.
I like how he kind of stopped and re-cleaned his stone, though, once he realized he couldn't play the shot that he thought he was going to play.
A good practice to do the complete reset.
Mine's got to move a lot.
Has some curling to do.
Yep, hard finish, yep.
Weight's close, though. Now it's going to want to over-curl. We'll settle in for shot. It will be shot rock.
You like that?
Well, they don't have to move this stone out.
That's not bad either. Okay, what do you want to throw? Hack? Hack?
Good. More?
I mean, they could elect just to move that yellow stone ever so slightly, Craig. Leave it there.
Yeah, I wouldn't throw this much weight. I would throw this with, probably back 8-foot weight.
Yeah.
Even if they just drew in the tee line and were
even if they curled up and ticked off the top one.
Really got to go to get by the guard.
Tight to the guard. Can Casper hold it? He won't. That's going to spin through the rings. Yeah, I like a straight draw there, even if you end up 1st and 3rd. Wouldn't have been bad.
Ray, what do you want to do here?
So it's obviously, I mean, they didn't hit very much of that guard, and it's tough to adjust. But if she thought they were going to wreck, if she could have got off just a second sooner, they could have ticked that guard and rolled into the house somewhere. It still would have been a productive rock.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's rocks in the back don't do anything for you.
Mine's nice. Mine's real nice.
Randall likes the line. Doesn't right behind our scoring bug, but I think that is 3rd shot.
I'm not sure why they weren't sweeping that a little bit more.
Yeah, to chap off and be 1st and 2nd would have been a good result, or even just to protect their own yellow. Let's hear what Strauss and Casper think about this situation.
What do you want to throw? In, turn, or out?
Out. Out turn.
There?
Yeah, a little more.
Whatever the case, is not shaping up as the power play they imagined, I think. Have some work to do to score multiples here.
I think he might be thinking he's going to get at least 2 and maybe all 3 of these yellows to go. He does not have very much ice, so he must be throwing it pretty hard.
I think he indicated peel.
That's pretty hard.
Casper, outturn peel weight, trying to move some granite.
Jeez.
Doesn't care for it halfway down.
Not liking that. And it will still be advantage book out Randall here.
Here again?
There? Yeah, that's not bad.
I like that.
Okay.
Just a touch more.
Even if I do this, I think it's roll there. So.
Yeah.
But that's not the goal, but I'm just saying it's not the worst. There?
They're going to try to warp another one in there and really make things difficult for Strauss and Casper.
I think it's less ice. We don't need to be cute.
You got to be careful with this shot, though, because they could very easily miss their spot by
smidge more broom or less weight.
you know, a couple inches, and give Strauss Casper a double to sit 2, whereas right now they basically don't have any way to get 2.
Exactly. The other option would have been to draw open on the other side.
Really hard, Nicole. All the way. Go. You gotta go.
Hard for line. They're going hard for
stop.
line here. Cole Bookout working this one, trying to keep it moving.
Oh, way hard. Catch the outside bars.
Like to bump their own over just a bit, but they won't do that.
It's okay.
That's rotation.
Ben Randall indicating he was caught by not throwing
You
enough
go under,
rotation,
right?
which is certainly
Or you can go to this one.
happens on this ice, doesn't it, Craig?
Yeah, absolutely. Championship ice, rougher rocks.
Maybe almost
listen
edge
in
of 4 over here.
Sure. Maybe more? Okay.
Casper trying to warp an intern into this pile on the right side. No, sorry.
Pulled back.
My mistake.
Going around the corner.
Going around the corner guard.
Giving up on this side of the house because it's garbage for him.
I think that's a good call.
I think he got caught in the same slower path that Strauss did.
I believe he did. That's not going to get there either.
So talking about the rotation thing on this kind of ice and with the rougher rocks, you definitely have to throw enough rotation, or else you just lose it. Rocks go sideways. They're inconsistent speed-wise.
I think we can afford to hit this with back line now.
Well,
because that's going to go like that. I'll go here. This one will sit here. I think it's got it.
Other thought is, what about something up here?
This is last rock.
I know, but I mean,
or we put one here. We're 1 right now, right?
Yeah, like top 12. I don't hate.
Yeah, I mean, if we ever get like 1/3 white, we're second count. Or no, it's got to be half white.
Right.
And if he hits, he's not 2. I don't mind that. That forces the draw.
Yeah.
So there's the conversation. It looks as though they've elected to try to draw it a lie 2 in the top of the 12-foot rather than try to rearrange this cluster of rocks on the right side of the house as we're looking at it.
Half white.
I don't think there's any benefit to touching those rocks over on the side. I wouldn't necessarily. I think you got two things to think about here. Do you want to try and make their draw for 1 hard, or do you want to try and potentially steal?
Feel free to take more broom.
Come right around and go into the, top 4.
Of course, you don't want to leave would be a high risk double, but there could be a double available.
I like the weight a lot.
Mine should be pretty good. Mine's
Randall
good.
hasn't put a brush to this yet, but he says he likes the weight.
Nope. Just let it work. Let it work.
Now it's starting to curl. Now will the weight come off enough? Might.
That's okay. That works.
Delaney Strauss with this double.
It should tempt her.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost impossible to not
Throw
get
back
one.
line.
She looks like she's going to throw back line at it. Anywhere in that high side into the pile, I think you're going to wind up scoring 1, even if you hit your own.
Board at like almost edge of 4 foot.
Edge of 4 foot. Okay.
Edge of 4 foot.
Okay.
Neither of them are even talking about the double.
No, I think they've settled on board weight, just to hit and stick for 1.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I really don't think the double is
Gotta
any
curl.
harder.
Come on.
You've got all those catchers over there.
Uh-oh. And she's set this out, set this back, and that will be, I believe it's going to be, she might get the double, or it's going to be 2 for Bookout and Randall. So they will take a 7-4 lead into the 8th and final end as Casper and Strauss give up a steal of 2 despite carrying the power play into this end. So we'll head to the 8th and possibly final end. 7-4, Bookout Randall over Delaney Strauss and Danny Casper.
To the next Danielle Umstead, try everything. When I finally found skiing, those first turns changed my life.
To the next Isaac Jean-Paul, accept who you are. I kind of ran away from having a disability. I use sports as an opportunity to show the world my story because it's more than a sport. It taught me how to love myself.
Toyota, proudly supporting the Paralympians of today and tomorrow.
All right, we're back here at the 2022 USA Curling Mixed Doubles National Championship. Nicole Bookout, Ben Randall leading Delaney Strauss and Danny Casper by a score of 7-4. Strauss and Casper will have hammer in this 8th and possibly final end. Good to see that Paralympics commercial there, Craig. Our para team currently playing in the Paralympic Games in Beijing.
How'd they do in the middle of the night last night? Anybody know?
I did not check.
Yeah, I know.
I'm afraid you caught me there. I did not check. The
shouldn't have-
last I saw, they were 2 and 3.
Shouldn't have put you on the spot.
Yeah.
I didn't check either.
Broadcasting 101, Craig.
Yep.
Never ask a question that the other person doesn't know the answer to.
Right, or I don't have the answer to either.
Also, don't tell a story about qualifying in Finland when the team didn't actually
that
go.
was fine. It's cool to make things up.
Nicole Bookout, her first stone at the 8th end.
Close. Real close.
We've been told the Paralympic team lost to China this morning. That will move their record to 2 and 4.
Looks good. Mine's fine.
I think it's much more
Little
acceptable to be wrong and make things up than to just not know. Put you on the spot
Not too much
where
fun.
you didn't know.
Sometimes wrong, never in doubt. All right, here we go. The Bookout pushes that one to the back 8. Pretty good result when you're up 3.
You like this way?
We'll see if Strauss and Casper can regroup. They're going to need something special in this end to force an extra.
Good, Dad. Mine's real good.
We're on sheet B. Claire Moore's Lance Wheeler win that game 10-1.
I think straight if you go. Straight if you go.
Out of Colorado.
Mine's real good.
Recently married. I'm just up on all the wedding and engagement news here.
You seem to be. There's a good opener from Delaney Strauss.
What's up?
As they try to scratch and claw their way into a 3 or possibly a 4. Try to win this game. They'll need a few more of that good.
Dean, would you ever curl with your spouse in an event like this?
I think I could. I do curl one night a week with my spouse. Mixed doubles I think mixed doubles might be especially challenging, but Moores and Wheeler have had a good record in it. They did well at the last mixed doubles nationals.
I'm tight though,
lost
so
to Wisconsin.
hopefully it's fine. It's coming out.
Had a bit of bad luck to not find their way directly into the playoffs.
On its own.
And I believe
Stay
eventually
close.
lost out in tiebreakers.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Ben Randall. It's all about the line here. Can he push this one far enough?
That's a real
Good
good
shot.
shot. Now it's open. He can rip at it next end or on his next shot.
Like back line?
And when you're up 3,
Yeah, I think we
that's
got
really all you want to be able to do is throw some takeouts.
You want a broom?
True enough.
Sure.
Christine McMakin and Eric Fenson, they won 15-3 over Chow and Fowler.
What are you
That
throwing?
game's
Back
wrapped
line?
up.
Okay.
Slowing really scored down after those last three, or after those first 3 ends, though.
It was a wild ride at the start with, what was it, 14 points scored in 3 ends.
Whoa.
It's almost max.
Close.
Heavy.
Stay close.
About.
Here comes Casper.
Whoa.
Trying to play this quiet hit.
No, don't do that. I don't know.
Doesn't care for the way this is looking.
Okay.
It does not sound like a good call from the rings. Don't do that. And for good reason, I'm afraid, for Casper.
Just hitting theirs.
What?
Hitting theirs on the outside there.
I mean, the ball's still wide open.
Yeah, but just points. They need 3, but 2 they can. Yeah,
I like one more, and then I think that's true, but just down.
I sort of favor Ben's thinking here.
I do too on this spot. If they're not in play, they can't go on the scoreboard.
And it's an interesting shift in mixed doubles because you're not often in that kind of situation. But up 3 playing
no,
the
line's
8.
fine. It's getting
It's almost time to revert to traditional curling mindset.
Wait, yep.
Nevertheless, Randall trying this draw.
Oh, wait, never off. Never off. Come on, really hard. Really, really hard.
Looks like he's short.
Ah, shoot.
Ah, shoot. That's okay. That's okay. It's fine.
Like that?
Yeah, you can tap it back a little bit.
I mean, tap it back at some point, probably.
Yeah.
I think he's got to
What do you
try
wanna
it now
throw?
because I'm not sure he's going to have the chance later. I think he needs to throw
Just
this.
like back 8.
Okay.
I would like just a little bit more weight to pop it through
There?
that hole
Yeah.
so he can sit his 3 right off the bat here.
Yeah, bring those other rocks in the back of the rings into play. Back 8 won't quite do that, but we'll see if he throws a positive back 8. Big shot here.
Whoa.
Could almost say game on the line.
Light.
Light's not a great thing to hear.
It's really light.
Hey. Whoa, whoa, no.
Looks like he has enough to move it, but not too far.
Okay, good.
Wow.
Good throw.
Perfect line if he
It might
had
have-
another 2 feet of weight. Now,
Right.
granted, if he had 2 more feet of weight, he might not have curled enough, but
Still, certainly 3 red rocks lurking in the rings. One of them is shot rock, as Ben Randall goes to throw his.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Let's do a timeout now.
And they're going to
Bring
call
in
timeout.
Wiesa.
They're going to bring in Dan Wiesa, fiance and coach.
Right, the inside, right? Because then you can see how the back one goes too. And I should roll up onto the 4-foot.
You can draw right down to the shot rack too.
Right, that's what we're going to call.
I mean, that was kind of
You're late your guard.
my inclination. You just
You want
got
to be
one,
in the
but
house.
yeah, but I mean, he just threw that draw weight too,
Right.
and it's there. So
If you're heavy, you come down to that.
Okay.
As long as you're 2-3 after this. Really no double.
So Wiesa came out for the timeout, didn't even walk to the other end because he's got the
Alright,
big
yeah,
screen right behind him, and that's what they're looking at. That was an efficient use of the timeout by Dan Wiesa. He must be some sort of engineer.
took like 7 steps.
I like it. I'm in favor. I think they've settled on the draw.
I don't know what they decided.
We were so transfixed by their timeout approach that we almost weren't listening. Here we go, Ben Randall. I think he's playing the straight draw.
Probably all there.
yeah, so it's fine.
I would be throwing
How's
this
line?
one hard too, Dean.
Gotta move. It's coming.
They're certainly
Never
not
line,
in the
never
business
line.
of eliminating red stones right now. We'll see how that plays out.
Yep. Shit.
I will leave that in a difficult spot, but
Timeout, Casper Strauss.
Casper Strauss, we'll see how they're, I don't know if they have a coach with them.
Yeah.
And then we just need a miss.
Head on down there, Dean.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that's probably what we have to do. I'm trying to think. I mean, it doesn't really matter here. We can't really do much with that.
I would love to throw a double, but you can't because
Yeah,
it's just going to
exactly.
jam. So,
Should I throw like a little more, just so if
yeah,
it does
we
hit
can't,
this, it'll
we
go
can't
out?
hit straight back. We got to hit on it
Yeah.
because of where the racks are. So I'm thinking.
Maybe just a little more. I think that ended up being close weight.
I mean, yeah, I got a 13.6. I got a 13.2.
Yeah. Throw it. More.
Yeah, like 12.5.
12.5.
I think they should be looking at almost just right on the
Like there?
nose. They
Yeah, is that less?
They will lose their back one
Yeah.
closest to the center line, most likely. At least they'll move it, probably out of count. over the back yellow. But I think you got to throw this with, I would say, like boardish, and go almost dead on the nose, maybe even just a tiny bit on the inside.
Yeah, you go a hair low with it, right? Wouldn't
Yep.
be too bad. I think they need to be thinking 2 shots here. It's 2 shots to build this a shot for a big number.
Okay, whoa then. Whoa.
More weight than he wanted. He is sweeping it though, sweeping for line.
He's got to get.
He might be trying to play
closer
this
to the
high
nose,
side. He's
though.
sweeping to make it curl.
Okay.
That's good.
Be sarcastic. This is good.
Casper not having the game he wanted, particularly in this latter half, but admitting it there. I think that that was bad enough that you can't even convince the other opponent that you're somehow seeing something they're not.
I mean, this one up, fire me.
No, shh, don't even say that. What?
Got handshakes meanwhile in sheet D. Kim Rhyme and Jason Smith will be winners in that game.
I think that she's got 2 things that she could do that are bad. One is wreck the guard.
It's real nice.
Line looks good.
Anything that doesn't wreck the guard, I think, is going to be a win.
Line's good still.
So I think she has enough ice. She's
Let it
not
work.
going to wreck the guard.
I don't think you want to move those very bad back there, but I don't think it really even matters as long as you got by the guard.
I don't see a shot for 3 in that scenario there.
I don't see it.
See if Strauss and Casper can turn the lights out and rearrange the
Unless you can
stones.
somehow get to this.
Yeah,
You
you
know?
have to throw it hard, and that's not possible.
And even then, yeah.
Well, I would say this was an interesting game. Those first 2 ends were just totally dominated. Oh, they're
And
calling
that's it. They're going to shake hands, understanding they don't have a shot. So, yeah, it was quite a momentum shift all the way, Craig. Bookout Randall started out tough, but hugs for among their teammates there. They end up winning 7-4. Well, the last end was concluded without throwing the last stone. They were firmly in control, though, after those first 3 ends, weren't they?
Yeah, those first couple ends
2
was
ends.
all Delaney Strauss, and they maybe even could have been up by another point or 2 if they would have been a little bit more aggressive. But then after that, it was all Randall and Bookout.
So that'll conclude our coverage here at the 2022 USA Curling Mixed Doubles. Our next game will be at 12:30 Central Time. We'll follow that today with games at 4 p.m. and 7:30, but 12:30 p.m. Central Time. Joe Calabrese will have the call for that. Craig Brown, thanks for joining us this morning. I know you've got ski trip plans, so enjoy those. Pleasure to have you alongside us.
Thanks for having me. I'm only slightly disappointed that I don't get to stick around and watch a little bit more for the week.
All right, Craig, on behalf of USA Curling, our partners here at the 12th End Sports Network, and all our sponsors, thanks for joining us today, and we look forward to you joining us in the future, especially at 12:30 this afternoon, 12:30 Central. Thank you.